All right, we're back and we got a special guest on the show today. It's truly an honor. I want to give you a round of applause. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you feeling overall?
Thank you for having me. I'm feeling good.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, it's funny because, New England weather, right? We went from super cold like 2 weeks ago.
I know.
Now it's nice and hot.
I know.
Are you excited for the summer? I've been asking all my guests that's been coming on because I know I'm excited.
I'm so excited because you know what? When we had fake spring a couple weeks ago, I soaked up every bit of that.
Yeah.
And I said, I know it's going to get cold and gross, but then we're going to be back.
Yeah. So, and that's where we're at now.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I like it. It's a beautiful day today. A little cloudy, but...
A little bit, but we can deal with it. It's better than a blizzard.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. So, before we get into all the wonderful things that you've been doing, right?
Thank you.
I just want to get into the intro. And I know you said that you had a disclaimer that you wanted to put out there. So maybe we should start with that, right?
I know. The disclaimer to save you some money here. So just to make it clear, any opinion expressed here is obviously my own, not that of my employer or any of their affiliates.
I like it. Episode 149, the Jmack Experience Podcast. Lauren Malloy is in the building. We're going to get into the intro real quick and we'll be right back.
Welcome to the Jmack Experience Podcast. This show is for motivational purposes only. However, we will not be politically correct, but our goal is to inspire those who listen and watch the show. Thanks for tuning in. Please be sure to follow us at the Jmack Experience Podcast and email us if you would like to be a guest on our platform at the Jmack Experience Podcast at gmail.com. Peace.
Once again, it's truly an honor. I want to give you another round of applause. Thank you so much for, not for nothing, I think you're probably like one of the first guests that I've ever had that was super detailed in the notes, in the email, because like normally I'll have guests and I'll be like, is there anything that you want me to include in my notes and stuff like that? And they're like, oh no, you could just ask me whatever. And I'm like, like more work for me now.
Yeah. I get it. No, trust me, being on the other side of it, it's always fun for me to be a guest on a podcast because usually I'm the one asking the questions. So it's reversed here.
People don't know how much work goes into this, right?
So much.
Absolutely. So I basically want to start like from the very beginning before we get into all the accomplishments and everything you've been doing now and what's next to come. What's your name and where are you from exactly?
So Lauren Lee Malloy. I am from a few different places.
Okay.
So I, first home really was in Foster, Rhode Island when I was just born, moved from there back to East Providence, Rhode Island, where my mom's family came from. And then after my mom's death, I grew up among a few different homes. So in Providence, over by VZ Street, if you're familiar.
Of course, I know VZ Street. So yeah,
that was my neck of the woods. And from there, also in Pawtucket, off of Main Street, and then in Barrington, not the nice, like ritzy part of Barrington, like the normal part of it, West Barrington.
So we could say that you're literally like a Rhode Islander for real, right? Yeah.
I am. I'm from the 401.
Yeah, because some people, they're just like, I grew up in Well, me originally, like I'm originally from Queens, New York, but all my family more or less like on the West End, right? So like, but like nobody in Pawtucket, nobody in Central Falls, nobody's just like, you really was like in different. So
I was.
What was that like? Because like, I'm assuming you're going to different schools, right? And stuff like that. And
it was tough at times. I mean, so like sample of a typical day, like, back in grade school, I would get off the bus, Mowry Street over off of Admiral Street, Eagle Square. Yeah. My dad would pick me up there, take me to his house for a few hours. And then when my adopted mom would get out of work, she'd pick me up and take me to her boyfriend's apartment in Pawtucket. I'd sleep there and then go to school the next day. And that was weekdays. And then on the weekends, I was with my adopted dad's sister in Barrington and her husband. Yeah.
So, that's kind of cool in a way. I mean, it probably sucked when you were young, right? Because you weren't looking at it.
Yeah.
But then you like got like different influences, right? And like different cultures maybe and all that. And you got to see like more to what like it would just be like just with one family all day.
100%.
Right?
Yeah. It made me really appreciate the diversity that we have in our communities. And also I think made me pretty resilient. And I'm really good when it comes to traveling now because I know how to pack for a week or for a few days. Yeah.
That's good. So you were literally always on the go.
Always.
I like it. So what was some of your like hobbies, and maybe some dreams and aspirations that you had as a child?
So I always, funny enough, and I still have some of them, I always wrote like little short stories.
Oh.
So I think it was some foreshadowing, like little kid me kind of always knew I'd be in writing and, you know, coming up with different stories and telling different stories. So that was one thing for me, always a big reader. That's still true. You know, and I wrote a letter to the president when I was a kid. And it was like, I was in like first or second grade and we were learning about the rainforest and how it's getting destroyed. And I was so passionate about it that I wrote this letter, like, please help protect the rainforest. Like, I want to save them. So yeah,
that's
that was
amazing.
me.
Did he actually get it?
No. So my parents never sent it. So I still have it though. And
you never know, right? Let's put it out there.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Like,
Maybe you can send it now.
Save
That'd be crazy.
rainforest.
Yeah. Well, now that we got Trump in office, I don't know how that's gonna go. But hey,
we can ask.
It's all right. It doesn't hurt.
Exactly.
I like it. So that's kind of interesting that you said you pretty much like to read books. You was a writer, because now later on in life, this is one of my questions. What made you, I want to get right to it. What made you want to start Unsolved Ri in the first place?
Oh gosh. Well, that was, my mom's case was about to become public. This was, you know, September of 2021. I knew it was going to be public at some point. I'd been working on it for over a year at that point.
Yeah.
And I had gotten to learn that I wasn't the only person going through something like that.
Yeah.
And what really bothered me was it seemed like every time a news story would come up for a family about a cold case or whatever, or missing person, it was like one and done.
Yeah.
Like you'd see that story and be like, oh, that poor family. And then you'd make a comment and then it's gone. It's not really saved anywhere.
And to this day, not to cut you off, that happens all the time.
It does. It still does in a big way. So my thought was, okay, when I make my mom's story public, like I don't want people to just see her. And I know that she would want her spotlight to be shined on other people too. So like, let's make a space where that can happen.
Yeah. Okay. So this was just more like an idea and you wanted to represent your mother in the right way, more or less, right? We would say.
Yeah, it started as that. And it actually started just as cold cases. I was like, okay, you know what? Like, let's find a place for them to be, because we didn't have a cold case unit. Nobody was really aware of the huge issue we had. And that December 2021, a little boy went missing, and it was in Providence. And all of a sudden I started getting tagged by people, and the Hispanic community was like sounding the alarm, and I had to like translate all the comments because I speak a little bit of Spanish, but not fluent. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And so I called Providence police and I was like, hey, I'm not seeing anything on this little boy. Like, what are we doing here? And next thing you know, it's all over the news and people were looking. And I got out there with a team of volunteers at night off of Valley Street. And we started looking for him. And I looked for that boy like he was my own son. Like, to this day, I'll never forget it. And a couple days later, I got an update from the sergeant who was leading that case. And he said, we got him. He's safe. And I'll never forget seeing that, because I just cried.
That's amazing, because not for
huge.
nothing, you could have been one of those people like, this don't got nothing to do with me. Like, I don't care. Right.
Oh,
like,
I took it personally. I don't know what it was, but like just seeing him, and it was like, there's a little boy who's out there and, you know, ran off on Christmas night without his shoes. And
that's
I'm
horrible.
like, I can't live knowing that and like thinking he's out there somewhere in the snow and the cold. And I just really took it to heart. And that was the start of the missing persons advocacy.
Oh, so hold on one second. Yeah. So, because I was going to say, I just wanted to backtrack a little, because this is fairly relevant, 2021, right? You saying?
Yeah. Yes.
But the case with your mom, was that before that?
Yeah, so my mom passed in 1993.
93, that's right.
Yes.
I did read that, yeah.
Yep. So I was 18 months old, and I was always raised, you know, credit to my family. They wanted me to grow up normally and not knowing like this craziness of my past. So I was always raised that she had died of heart disease.
Oh, they lied to you.
They did. It was like this scandal. But I don't blame them for that, because also too, they really didn't know like what had happened. A lot of them, it was kind of shady. And then in 2020, I got a random Facebook message from a woman who was like, hey, are you the Lauren Lee Malloy? Your mom was Lori Lee Malloy from East Providence, and you have an aunt named this, and blah, blah, blah. I was like, who are you? Yeah. So we got on the phone and this was August 2020. And she said, yeah, like, no, your mom didn't die of heart disease. She was murdered.
But hold on one second. I just want to get this whole story right. This is wild, right? Yeah. So what made her like reach out? Did you put it out there? Like, I want to know the real reason my mom passed or something like that?
No, I wasn't posting about my mom. I like really didn't talk about it a lot because I didn't know her and I didn't know, a lot of this backstory. I was just kind of living like a very normal, boring life at that point.
Right. And what were you doing, if you don't mind me asking? What were you doing at that moment?
I mean, when I got the message, or
like as a career, or like what were you doing?
I was working in communications for a global technology company based here in Rhode Island. Yeah, and like I was cycling over 100 miles a week, and like that was kind of my thing.
Oh, you were cycling and everything?
Yeah.
So you like to ride bike? And
I do. I've been riding bikes since I was like 3 years old.
Cool. That's cool. I like that's some of your hobbies right there, right?
Absolutely.
That's pretty cool. You know what's funny? I just had someone on my show yesterday and that's what he does. He cycles all through New York City and like it was pretty cool. Yeah. All right. So I don't want to get off topic. So, okay, you get this random call, someone you never spoke to in your life.
Yeah.
Right? Did you ask them like, why are you contacting me type of thing? Because like a movie kind of thing, right? Like
it literally. Was so like, I'll never forget it. I was sitting on my back patio, like you hear like all the crickets chirping and like it's, starting to get dark out. And, she just starts telling me she was my mom's best friend. She'd always been looking for me. She just saw me on Facebook one day. And I was just so caught up in like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening, that I didn't really pause in that moment to be like, why now? Like, where's this coming from? So that was kind of always out there.
So you literally just was like, okay, maybe this is the real story and I just want to look into this type of thing?
I had no idea. It was like, this is a totally different story than I've ever been told. And now I want to know the truth, like what's actually out there.
Gotcha. So what was some of the first steps that you took? Because this is very interesting.
This is like, so I forget which came first, but I went to the East Providence Police Department. No, you know what? I'm going to back up. The very first thing I did, as I'm saying this, it's coming to me, but the very first thing I did, I Googled Rhode Island cold case police. Like I wanted to find out. I'm like, there must be a cold case unit that handles these things. There was not. So surprise, at the time, there was only this one detective in Pawtucket who was kind of doing these in her spare time. Yeah. And they had set her up in like this little side office in town hall. And like, so I called her and I'm like, please answer. And she did. And I was like, hey, and I like vented to her like immediately and was like, please help me. Yeah. And she said, yeah, can you come on down now? And I like flew there. Really? And so I sat down with her and I was all excited. And she's like, yeah, what's your mom's name, date of birth, date of death, like all of that. And she's like, it usually takes about a month to get an autopsy report back. I should be able to get it in a few days. Yeah. I'm going to coordinate with East Providence Police. Like, I'm going to do all of this. And I was like, yes. I was so excited.
You thought it was like easy peasy at that moment.
Oh, I did. And like, this sweet summer child had no idea what was about to happen. So I walked out to my car. I had her business card. Like it was, Willy Wonka's golden ticket. Yeah. And I'm thinking, great, this was easy. And then I remember sitting there and thinking, I don't know, like something's kind of off. And I'm like, but you know what? I'm going to have hope, but I'm going to get through this, whatever this is, and like make it so other families don't have to experience this same like confusion and shock and all of that.
Wow, this is amazing.
Yeah. So that was the first thing I did. And then the second thing I did was I went with my best friend to East Providence Police Department because I was like, well, I'm going to see if they have the records.
Anything, right, on file.
Literally. And I'm like, I'm also going to like make a report of this woman reaching out. Like,
just in case.
Yeah. I'm like,
to see who she is, because she could be a nut job, right?
Like, I had no idea. I was like, this just doesn't feel right. So I went to make the report and the officer was kind of like, okay, like there's not much we can do. If a case is closed, like you got to go through a whole process. And I was like, all right, well, just note that I was here, I guess.
Thanks for nothing. Like normally that happens. Sorry to say, but.
I know, like I have learned these things, but at the time I was like, oh, okay, I guess this is just what happens. Yeah. And as we were leaving, my best friend said, hey, have you ever gone by your mom's old apartment? And I was like, no, but we were so close to her in East Providence. And she's like, all right, let's just take a drive by. Mm-hmm. And it just so happened, it was getting dark out. And just so happened, this older couple was coming out, bringing their trash to the curb.
Oh my God.
And I was like, hey, I'm going to park. You stay here in the car. Like, I just had such a feeling. And I walked up to them and it's COVID time. So everybody has masks on. And I had a photo of my mom and me. And I walked up to him and I'm like, excuse me, like, I know, I'm so sorry. This is so random, but like, I lived here with my mom when I was a baby. She actually passed away in this house. I don't know if you remember her. And I show the photo and they're like, oh, we remember your
like
mom.
They seen a ghost kind of thing, right?
It was so freaky. And they're like, but actually like our brother and his wife, like, you know, they lived below your mom. Let me call him. That guy, like, skirt. He came right up there within like 2 minutes.
Oh my God. And this is perfect because COVID, everybody was home, right?
Insane.
Not
Yeah, they were
working.
like waiting for something to happen. And they came there and they were like, oh yeah, we remember that. Like the front door was open. The place was a mess. Like your mom was in there. And I'm going, oh my God. Like
this is real.
Yeah, it was like, I can't believe that more people are saying that this happened.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the first bit of it.
Got you. Okay, so that all happens. What happened with the lady? You said that she was gonna contact you like in a month or something. What ended up happening with the follow-up?
That lady. So she actually, I don't know what happened with her. She just all of a sudden like wasn't in the office. So I'm like,
she went missing.
Yeah, right. Like
wow.
So she I think she like went on vacation and then she was on leave and something happened.
Yeah.
And finally she got back to me and was like, I've gotten several emails from you and like this isn't my jurisdiction, so I'm sending this to East Providence Police.
Like she got annoyed with you.
Yes, 100%. And like, you know what? She was a good person and I think she had great intentions, but like be upfront with people. If it's not your jurisdiction, like you're probably not going to be able to help. So
gotcha.
I was back to square one.
Waste of time.
Yeah, 100%.
I hate when that happens, right? Because you think like you're going to get an answer and you don't get nothing. And they're leading you on. Oh, yeah, I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you. Like, no, you're
Come
not.
on now.
Just tell me this a month ago.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. So like you literally became overnight like a detective. This is so wild without being in the force, right? Which is crazy. So what made you like keep pushing at this moment? Because, you know, most people, they'd be like, you know what? This is too much. I don't think I want to keep like looking into this, you know?
I just had this like gut feeling like I need to pursue this. And like, I hadn't known my mom, and growing up, like you always hear like the adults whispering around you. And like, I always knew there was something kind of off because nobody really talked about my mom. And it was always kind of kept quiet. And like her death was like shrouded in mystery, I guess. So for me, it was like, I need to know.
Yeah. So how long did it take more or less for you to figure everything out? Because, you know, obviously we're probably just talking about this whole thing alone, probably be an hour.
Listen, I got like a 12 hours worth of a podcast, 2 seasons about this. So, I mean, all in all, I went, you know, if there was a rock to turn over, I turned it over. Like I went through every possibility and like, I wasn't just trying to prove murder. It was like, I'm trying to figure out how she died. Like if it was natural causes, fine. If it was suicide, fine. Like whatever it is. And eventually like I, you know, in my own opinion had narrowed it down to it was homicide at the hands of another, and that the person responsible was her sister, in my opinion. And this was, it took me from that fateful day in August of 2020 up until May of 2025 was when I confronted my aunt. And then July of 2025, my aunt, crazy enough, like unexpectedly passed away.
Wow, and what a coincidence, right? When you get like close
insane.
5 years?
Yeah. It was like, like five-ish years.
Yo, that is a long, most people, it's amazing because most people would have said, yo, this is too, I'm not a cop. I just, whatever. Like, I didn't grow up with her anyways, right? Like, most people, right? But you really kept, it goes to show when you really put your mind to something, right? You can literally figure things out. Like, okay, so hold on, because this is so wild. So when you finally confront her sister, what was that conversation like?
Oh, gosh. So I kind of did a drive-by. Like, so to get to my house and where she was living are not that far apart, like from where we are from each other. And I was on my way home from work one day and I just happened to look to my left and I saw somebody like walking up the hill and I'm like, that's her. So I whipped my car around real quick and then went up the hill. She didn't notice me and I kind of flipped around and I waited for her to walk past me. And I pulled up next to her and was like, hey, how's it going? And she was so surprised to see me. And I was like, all right, hang on. Like, I'm going to park my car. Like, let's talk. We need to talk about my mom. And by the time I pulled up and parked my car, maybe like 60 feet ahead and got out, she was gone. Like,
she really was gone.
She disappeared. So she had actually like snuck behind like a house and she was like hiding and like creeping up the side.
She was really guilty.
She was like,
that's crazy.
You're saying it. So I was like, what the frick is this? Yeah. So I'm like, hey, like, I'm not going anywhere. Like, let's talk. What are you doing? So she's like, kind of like walking away from me in the street. She's like, leave me alone. I'm like, no. And so she walked to like this street corner and I said to her, I was like, did you kill your sister? Now, if somebody asked you that question, and, you know, God forbid you're ever in this kind of situation, but somebody asks you that question, what's your response going to be?
Absolutely not.
You would think, right? So that was not her response. Her response was, I put you through private school.
Trying to justify your actions?
I was like, what?
Yo, this is insane.
I was like, come again? Like, and I asked a couple of times and she kept dodging it. And then, you know, she was like, oh, please, you think I would have killed my sister? I'm like, absolutely, I do. And then I'll never forget, this will always haunt me. As she was starting to walk away again, she said, well, you happy now? Now you got all your answers. And I went, what? I don't have all my answers. What are you talking about? And she goes, well, that's not going to happen today. That's not going to happen till the next time I see you. I was like, all right, that's weird. So, you know, fast forward, I leave. And then a couple months later, I get a phone call from a detective. And he's like, sorry to tell you, but your aunt passed away. I'm like, what? So the next time I went to go see her was when I had to, you know, respond there and confirm who I was. And of course, I interviewed the landlord and I'm interviewing this person. And then went to search in her apartment and found a bunch of stuff in her attic.
Oh my goodness. We're going to have to run this back again just on this story. So I can imagine what you found. And then, you know what's funny? She literally got away with murder.
In my mind, she did.
But it still hasn't been proven in a court of law.
So the AG's office, I mean, the elephant in the room right now, the AG's office actually came out with their final report this week saying that they found no evidence to prove that it was a homicide.
Still to this day.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They don't have
enough. And you really believe this is BS? Like, come on. 100%, I have all the answers.
100%. I don't have all the answers, but I have enough where in my heart, I know that my mom didn't die of natural causes. It wasn't an accident. She didn't kill herself. It was murder.
Wow, this is something I could see this like a whole series on a TV show. Like,
oh, it's funny you mentioned that, Jmack. So there is actually going to be a scripted TV series based off of all of this craziness.
Amazing. When is that going to come out, more or less, or is it in talks right now?
Your guess is as good as mine. It's beyond talks. I mean, there's definitely action, but happening behind the scenes. I feel so like I hate having to be vague about it. I can't tell too much, but I can tell you there's an amazing team working on it. Right. I'm very excited about it. And I think, you know, it's not going to be exactly the way that my story was, because quite honestly, I think that would be boring for everybody.
Absolutely.
A lot of it is sitting there making calls, but, you know, definitely covering the basics and then some.
So because this is so great. So it became, now you end up making a podcast. We got to get to that, right? Yeah. And it becomes like a top rated podcast with millions of listeners. What made you want to start podcasting about it? Like maybe you felt like you'd get more answers if you put it out there, or?
So I didn't. Funny enough, I had gotten fed up. I think it was either December 2022 or 2023. Like the years kind of blur. Yeah. But I was fed up. It was right around Christmas time. So I said, you know what? Everybody's on TikTok doing stuff. Like, I'm going to make a series about my mom. So I put out this like 13-part TikTok series and it kind of blew up. And then at the same time, I was on Twitter, like posting all kinds of stuff, like all these updates about my mom's case and like writing these Dear Mom letters, like updates about it. And I got an email from a woman. Her name is Eliza Rosen. She is the head of AYR Media. And she said, hey, have you ever thought about making a podcast? And I ignored it for 6 weeks because I thought that it was a scam or something. And then finally I researched her and was like, oh, this is legit.
Yeah. So you ended up doing a podcast. You thought, was it like did you feel comfortable doing it, or like it took practice to get, because it takes a while, right, to get used to it?
It does. I was so uncomfortable. I was terrified. And like, I think you know what I mean when I say like, it really does take practice to learn how to read voiceover and like how how to really use your voice in the way that you need to reach an audience. Because everything I did, it sounded flat.
Yeah.
I sounded scared.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing.
And you always find something. Even me to this day, like when I watch the whole thing over, every episode, I'm like, damn, I could have did better on that. I could have did better. I said that over. I repeated these questions over and over and over. Like,
me too.
It's like, I don't know. I'm a perfectionist. So like, I'm like one of the people that just look at every little thing. But okay. So when did you start gaining like real traction for this podcast? Like, was it like overnight or like it took like a few months? Like, how did that work?
So the podcast side of it, that was kind of instant. Like, but at that point in time, there was so much support, like not just from within our community, but like literally around the world. There were so many people who supported my fight for my mom, and that was incredible to me. So it was like, by the time the podcast came out, like people knew about her case and she had so many people supporting. I think that was part of it. But yeah, it kind of just blew up instantly.
That's amazing. Shoot, I wish that would have happened to me. But thank God my mom didn't die, right? Because I'm like, oh my God. Sometimes it's something drastic but you know what it is too? Because like things like that, people love like reading about these things.
Yeah.
And then when they kind of find out that it's an actual real story, and then like everything you've been doing to like figure it out, where like I said, most people would just not even bother, right? Which I got to keep talking and now you were recognized by the Rhode Island Attorney General's office for your advocacy to support victims and families across the state. That's really major. Like, how did that make you feel when you accomplished that?
So that goes back to 2023. So, February 1st of 2023, my mom was exhumed, and her exhumation was the first in Rhode Island that was really done by the AG's office. So that was huge in itself. And I was doing an interview about that, and the interviewer said, after we wrapped up, they were like, so what do you think about the funding for the cold case unit getting rejected? Yeah. And I was like, what are you talking about? And I had no idea. And then come to find out, AG Nerona had pushed for us to have a statewide cold case unit 2 months after my mom's case was reopened. And part of the reason was to do like the testing and have the support needed for her case and then for so many others. So it was critically important to get that funding. And when I found that out, I reached out to the AG's office and was like, tag me in. Like, you tell me where I need to be. And there was a public hearing that was set to come up March 30th of 2023. I was like, I'll be there. And so I showed up, the AG testified, and then I testified. And I had also gotten hundreds of signatures on a petition from people who wanted to see that unit. So I fought for it, and then it became a thing. It was passed unanimously by General Assembly in June of 2023.
Did you ever think, like, growing up or throughout your life, that you'd be in this space right now of unsolved crime and stuff like that?
No, you know what? I say that, but now looking back, it's like, I also like talking about hobbies. Like, I loved building puzzles, like jigsaw puzzles, any kind of puzzles. And I also was kind of obsessed with Scooby-Doo when I was a little kid.
Yeah, that's fine.
So it's
crazy.
like not surprising, really.
Yeah, it was like meant to be, like it
kind of
without you even wanting to do it, which is amazing. It's like that. Sometimes you have dreams to do something else in life, and then something else becomes what you actually do.
Yeah,
or like you succeed in, right?
Very true.
So back to the case of, you said 2021, where you found that missing boy on Christmas Eve.
Helped find. I wouldn't say I found him. That was Providence Police Department all day long. They did that find.
But you definitely helped a lot.
I certainly supported, I would say.
Okay. And then how many other cases have you helped solve?
Oh God.
To this, at this moment?
I don't know. I mean, there's been a lot of missing persons cases I've assisted with, either through advocacy or helping, volunteering to search, or with my search and rescue team. So there's been a lot. I got you. So do you feel like Rhode Island in general, that we get overlooked, like compared to bigger, like national stories from other big cities and places? I think so. I think there's growing awareness about our local missing and unsolved homicide victims, but there's still more work to be done for sure. Absolutely. Now, are there cases currently that you're like digging into at the moment that people should like be on the lookout for if they have any information? Would you like to disclose any of that, or not really? So yes, there are cases that I'm digging into and doing my whole Nancy Drew thing, but I cannot disclose details on those yet, but there's definitely more to come on them. How many cases would you say at the moment? So I used to do, like, I would do like little TikToks like all the time of, these little 3-minute snapshots of different cases. And now the more I learn, the more I understand, like, you really need to take your time. So there's something I've been working on for the last 2 years. And then there's also something that kind of recently sort of hit my desk, I guess. And so 2 right now that I'm working
2 at the moment. Yeah, because I was going to say, if you jump around too much, right, you kind of lose focus on the other stuff that you got going on.
Yeah, and every family deserves to have that dedicated support, not just, all right, let me make a 3-minute TikTok for you. Like, that
Absolutely.
Didn't feel right to me.
I like it. What about, have you ever thought about putting out a book, like, about your life in general, like an autobiography?
It's funny you say that. So actually a friend of mine, Maureen Boyle, she's an incredible author, an advocate, a journalist, and a journalism professor. And I recently shared a post about my mom on the date of her, death anniversary. And it was like a tribute to her life. And like, most people kind of didn't see the point of it, of like, listen, I have my answers. Like, I know that this case isn't going to go the way I want it to go, but like, I'm closing this chapter for me.
Yeah.
But Maureen did. And she sent me a message and was like, all right, time to write the book now.
Wow.
So I'm actually over 40,000 words into draft.
Oh, so we got an exclusive here on the JMack Experience?
We do.
So no release date yet, right? I'm assuming.
No.
Still in the process.
Still in the process.
When you drop it, can I get the first copy?
I will get you a signed copy. Absolutely.
Perfect. I would really like that, because like I have so many, like we had Karen Parsons here. She gave me her book like months before release.
Amazing.
So that was big for me, like I like stuff like
Amazing.
that. Yeah, so cool. I'm an avid collector of like memorabilia and all that stuff. So this is really interesting. So like, what's something like, because we want to inspire others with your story, but also like educate them, something that what can the public actually do? And, not just watch at times, like what's helpful to, someone like you trying to figure these things out?
I mean, if you have information on a case, you can always, and you should always, call it into police. You can be anonymous. Like, that's something I think a lot of people don't realize. If you say, I'd like to be anonymous, you should be. I think a lot of people, though, especially from what I've seen and learned, I know exactly, right? Like, you're not always going to be comfortable going to police. And in my mom's case, like, there were people who spoke to me who are still never going to talk to police. And like, I've protected that and I respect that. But go to somebody. Like, if you see a daughter begging for justice or anybody from a family, reach out, ask, can you please keep me anonymous? But like, I want to tell you this. So that's one thing people can do. Another thing is certainly like, if you see a petition asking to reopen a case or to help push justice in some way, sign it, share it. If you see a flyer about a case, share the hell out of that, because that really does make a difference, especially for the families.
I like it. Yeah, because it's just a simple signature, right? But it can go a long way. And then I was going to mention, what it is, like, and certain people grow up in certain areas where like it's not cool to talk to police or like, or they feel like afraid. There's sometimes people are just afraid to speak to police. Like, it's literally sucks that it's like that. But like, they just won't come forward with things because they feel like it's just going to create problems for them because I don't know. It's a weird situation, but I kind of agree. But at least the signature part, that's true. You can do your part in other ways, right?
Exactly.
You don't feel comfortable. I like that. So now you became a certified canine handler, because I found this interesting because I love dogs myself. Yeah. That's very interesting. What got you into that, and like what was the process of like achieving that goal? So
right after that missing boys case in 2022, I got a message from Jim Raleigh, who is the president of Rhode Island Canine Search and Rescue, RICSAR as we call it. And Jim was like, hey, would you ever be interested in kind of checking out a training? And like, if you ever want to come see. And I said, yeah, sure. So March of 2022, I went to a training and I fell in love with it, seeing the way the dogs work, the way the team was. And I was like, I want to do this. And so that started it. And I didn't have a dog. And so for the first year-ish, I was just kind of learning from all the other handlers and learning who the dogs were and, all the different roles on the team. And then in April of 2023, a month after my mom was exhumed, I, found out about this dog, this puppy, who was available, and her owners were either going to give her to somebody or they were going to bring her to a shelter. And so went to go visit her, and she was, this little tiny tornado, a German Shepherd Husky pit mix. Yeah. And the first thing I noticed was that she had chewed a lot of their furniture. And I was like,
oh, they always do.
Boy. Yeah,
They
I'm like,
always
this
do.
one's going to be a nightmare, but she's going to be my nightmare.
It's worth it in the end.
Yeah, and so I ended up adopting her. Her name is Evie, like the Pokemon.
Nice.
So so I'm like, oh great, I'm a Pokemon trainer.
Yeah,
Everybody makes fun of
that's
it.
cool.
So yeah, she became my search dog.
I like it. So now this is your right hand, I would say, right? Because
Absolutely.
dogs are the best. I'm gonna be honest. I have a Frenchie, right? It is not a canine, but like you'll be surprised for a dog his size, he'd ate my couch, like chewed everything in the house. I'm like,
believe it.
These little teeth, like shark teeth, like it's amazing, right?
He's a little gangster. He'll do anything.
And then he's like food. Everything with food is his lane. You know, like he only does. He's food motivated. Anything
Same
with
with
food.
mine.
Yeah. I think that's all dogs, right?
So funny.
What are 3 dog breeds you feel like are maybe the most that'll make you feel like safe, more or less? Like, because canine, I would say that's one of them, right? Any other dogs in particular?
Safe. I mean, the joke would be like a Chihuahua because those things are like they are little pit bulls themselves. I mean, I would say breeds that make me feel safe.
Breeds, yes.
German Shepherd, Rottweiler. I've had both of those breeds. Doberman Pinscher. I had a mini Pinscher for 13 years. He was. So those Belgian Malinois. That's another one.
What about like a Cane Corso?
Oh, they're beautiful.
Those are one of my favorites.
They are absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, but it's a lot of maintenance. Those things could eat.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know if I would want to deal with that right now, but I like mine.
I like it. Now I'm talking like, because sometimes you have a home and you want like, something to protect the home, which, and dogs are great for that, certain ones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because there's those that someone to break in, they won't do nothing.
Oh, yeah. No, that's not mine. Mine is like the neighborhood Karen. Anything that goes on, she knows about it.
Yeah. She's better than the dog, right?
Yeah.
I got you. So now I want to speak about, now you're on a new journey I've seen also, which has been less than a year. You accepted a new position as the Membership Development Manager for the Northern RI Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
And I guess you're like serving the community every day, helping small business owners grow and succeed. What made you want to, like, you wear many hats. What made you want to go into this now?
So I was laid off from my job of almost 9 years last August. And it was like, okay, I can either get back into communications or I can kind of take a little bit of a break and see what I really want to do. And all of a sudden I was on LinkedIn one day and I saw this job posting and I was like, what's a chamber of commerce? Like the only chamber I'd ever heard of was like Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Me too.
Like this sounds really interesting,
This sounds like fun.
Yeah. So, but I read the job description and it was like, wow, okay, they're looking for people who have like this gift of storytelling and people who like want to support the community. And it sounded really interesting. So I said, all right, I'm going to apply for it. Yeah. And so, obviously one thing led to another and I got the job and I love it. You love this new
career that you're on now? What do you like about it so much? What would you say is the best thing about it, or maybe something that's not too good about it?
There's a couple of things that I would say are sort of the best things. Number one is my team that I get to work with and learn from every day. Our leader, Monica Zuluaga, she's our president and CEO. She's phenomenal. And I tell her this and I really mean it when I say she's the best leader I've ever supported. She has such a vision and, so much passion for what she does. Like she really inspires me. So the chance to work with and learn from her was something that really appealed to me. And our team, I laugh every single day with them. They're very real. So like that whole office culture that we have is
it's like a family.
Yeah, like a family that like the love-hate family, you know what I mean? Like we rag on each other, but like we have such a good time and do great work together. So like that's one thing I love. And our board is amazing too, like just real good people. Yeah. But the other side of it too is our members and, the business owners and leaders that we work with every single day. Like I love that I get to support them and to help these people achieve their own dreams and to use my background to help make that happen. Like that's something huge to me.
That's amazing. I like that. Well said. Now, how can small businesses reach out to you at the moment? And is it only for like actual storefronts and like restaurants, or can it be like any type of business as long as you have like an LLC?
Oh, any type of business. And we have nonprofits as well. We have hundreds of members and thousands of individuals like within all of those businesses. But if you go to nrichamber.com, you can learn all about membership benefits, the different programs we have. Nice. You can follow us on social media like Instagram at NRI Chamber. So you can see what we're about, and then our contact info is all right there.
Shoot, I wish I knew you when had my business. I'm jealous.
I know. And there's, you know what, too? Like, there's so many free resources available to small business owners that I think people don't realize. Like, from, idea to like when you're just getting started. So whenever we hear from people, it's like there's always something that we can point you in the direction of that can help.
Absolutely. I might keep that in mind. I like that for myself.
Yes.
Now, I got some quick answer questions. One case that you would like to be solved tomorrow.
Kimberly Morse. That was January of 2000, North Providence. She was a beautiful young woman, and her case is still unsolved to this day.
Most disturbing case.
My mom's. I would say that first and foremost, but there are a bunch of them. There's one I'm thinking of, but it has to do with my project, so I can't name it right now.
All right, cool. We respect that. Are you planning on expanding beyond New England area, like maybe just other states, West Coast, East Coast, or just staying in New England for now?
So I would say like my heart and my focus is always going to be Rhode Island and New England. But one of the cases I'm working on now, it definitely goes far beyond.
Okay, got you. Case that deserves way more attention.
All of them. Especially those for minorities. And, I just kind of an aside, I always say like with my mom's case, she got a lot of attention, and I wonder if it would have been the same if her skin color was different. She wasn't as pretty and I wasn't as educated or, spoke English as a first language.
Yeah, it's sad to say. I'm going to be honest. You know how many deaths that happen in certain neighborhoods and no one even talks about it? No news coverage or anything about it either.
All the time. That makes me angry.
Yeah. It's very unfair, the world, but I guess, like they say, and it sucks to say it like that, but that's how it is, right? Now, do you trust the system? Yes or no?
The system, yes. Some of the people in the system, no.
Oh, yeah. That's because it's not everybody, right? You can't judge everyone as a whole. I like it. Never back down. What does that signify?
Oh, that's everything to me. That has become my life motto. And it's something, I was always kind of afraid of getting into a fight when I first got into this, but I learned that like if you never back down, you're going to win, because at some point somebody's got to, and if it's not going to be you, then you're going to win.
I like that. Determined.
Absolutely.
Right? I like it. Now, when people mention you, years from now overall, what do you want them to say about your impact?
I hope they say that I gave my best to people who deserved it, and that, if their family was one that I supported, I hope I really made a positive impact on them.
I like it. What would you say to your younger self if you could speak directly to them at this moment?
Keep going and really believe in yourself.
What would you say to someone out there who's like, they know something, but they choose to stay silent?
Stop being afraid, get up and speak up.
Just do it.
Absolutely.
I like it. Speaking of that, we're going to get into Album of the Week real quick.
Album of the Week on the Jmack Experience Podcast.
Album of the Week this week is Yo Favorite Rapper by Sexy Red. Make sure you guys check it out. We're going to get into Movie of the Week.
Movie of the Week on the Jmack Experience Podcast.
Movie of the Week this week is The Devil Wears Prada 2. It's in theaters May 1st. Make sure you guys check it out. Now, being that you're, you probably might have a series coming out and stuff like that. Are you like into movies and series yourself, like TV or binge watching, or not really?
I am when I have time. I watch a lot of documentaries and like random series.
Yeah.
The series I'm on right now is Imperfect Women.
Nice.
It is so messy. Like Kerry Washington, a couple other great actresses in that as well. But it's just a messy, twisty, good series.
What's a series you would recommend, like if people are into like unsolved mysteries and cases like that? Because it's always the same ones, like Law and Order and all this stuff. Like, what would you recommend?
There's actually one that I just found out about. It is on MGM Plus, and you can find it on YouTube.
Right.
It's called Fall River.
Yeah.
So it's about, it's a true story, like just found out about this one, but it's a documentary, multi-part about a Fall River case. So like right across the border from us.
I like how, like, I feel like everything always comes full circle, like, because for years, like the only time I watch things, I'm gonna be honest, I've never been into stuff that like, it's out the blue and like sci-fi, and like I like real stuff in real time that you really can believe. Like even movies, like if I watch movies it has to be like a biopic, or if or if I see a series, it has to be like my next door neighbor is super crazy, and like I like stuff like that, right? Like because it keeps you like, oh, I want to see what happens, and then you can believe it more. But this is crazy how like this all happened, not for nothing. I really appreciate this. Now, what's next for Lauren Malloy? Anything else that you would like to promote that I might have skipped over or I might have missed?
I mean, I'm just living my life. I would say one of my biggest focuses right now is with Rhode Island Canine Search and Rescue, and we are a 501c3 nonprofit. So we always appreciate donations, support, shares, all of that. We're going to have a Funny for Funds comedy fundraiser coming up later this year. So keep an eye on our socials and our website for that one. And I mean, if you ever want to connect with me, our Northern Rhode Island Chamber always has events going on. Most of those are open to both members and non-members. So you can find those on our website, nrichamber.com.
I like it. Where can people follow you on social media wise?
Oh gosh. So TikTok, I'm at Lauren Lee Malloy. Haven't posted in a while, but I probably will soon.
Yeah.
Instagram is at Lauren Lee _915. And then
Facebook. I'll post it as you say it too.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. Yeah. Facebook is also Lauren Lee Malloy. Like
it. Do you have like a specific email also? Like if someone wants to contact you about, a case or something like that?
Not right now, but for the next case that we're doing that podcast, when it comes out, we'll have full contact info on it.
Got it. What about YouTube? You have your own YouTube channel?
I do not.
You don't have a YouTube?
No.
I cannot believe that. I thought you had a YouTube.
No, I know. Everyone keeps telling me, they're like, you have to get one.
Yeah, you probably would have. Oh my God. You probably wouldn't even be working at the Chamber of Commerce, to be honest.
Listen.
You'd have been monetizing like crazy right now. That's amazing. You definitely got to do. What's like your favorite platform overall? You like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter? Which one do you like?
I like them all for different reasons.
Yeah.
So I can't really pick one. Right now, Instagram has been like my go-to, but I'm also starting to like Threads a little bit too.
Oh, I haven't been. You know what's funny? I've been like heavy on the Instagram and YouTube because I really want to monetize. But like people have been saying, nah, you have to utilize TikTok. You have to get on Facebook. You have to do all that. And it's like, but it's a lot though. You don't agree?
It is so like it's way too much. And that's where I'm like people always send me messages and stuff and I feel bad because I can't always see them or respond because I would literally never get off my phone.
Absolutely. You get so consumed, right? Like, can I enjoy life a little bit?
Exactly.
Right?
Like, I am not that person. I'm like, let me be gardening, walking my dog, doing my own thing.
Name of the podcast once again for people to watch it.
So the one that's out now is My Mom's Murder seasons 1 and 2. You can find them on Audible. It's an Audible exclusive, but season 1 is also on Wondery Plus.
I like it. And you say you're working on another one, correct?
I am.
Oh my goodness. I can't wait. This is so cool. I like it. Now, would you agree that all the experiences you went through got you to where you are today?
100%.
Any advice out there for those who may be going through the same situations you went through or are going through now?
You know what? I think it's easy to say, keep going, don't give up, all of that, but also take breaks. That was something I really had to learn is like how to take care of myself in the middle of trying to take care of business and everybody else around me. So, you know what? Don't give up, keep going, but also give yourself the space to breathe.
I love it. This is you like answer these questions like so perfect because some people overtalk.
Like a ninja. I got you. Listen, the podcast life.
This is so cool. We got to do more. We definitely got to do another one.
Yes.
Shout outs to all the sponsors, Black Sheep, Seymour, Spaced Out Snacks, Vitamin Energy. If you would like to be a sponsor of any sort on our platform, we're not asking for money. We're asking for, let's say if you have merch, if you have a product, we'd be more happy to, sponsor and have it on the show. So just reach out to us at the JMackExperiencePodcast@gmail.com. If you would like to be a guest on the show, you can do the same thing, same email. Make sure you follow us on social media and make sure you contact Conversation Studio to get your podcast on and let them know that the JMack Experience Podcast referred you. Honestly, I feel like we covered everything. How do you feel?
We did. We really did. This was so great. Thank you so much.
Truly an honor. I can't wait to see all the amazing things you're going to continue to do.
Thank you.
And keep me in the loop. I want to let you know this on the air while we're here. If you got anything that you're promoting or anything, any event or even a case or something like that, always feel free to send it my way.
Amazing.
I will promote it because I'm big on that. You know, I feel like
amazing.
You need to do that nowadays, right?
Thank you so much.
Everything's social media. And it doesn't cost us anything.
Let's team up. Let's solve cases together.
Let's make it. Let's do it. You might have me in another lane now.
Imagine.
That's so crazy.
Jmack solving.
So yeah, the Jmack detective. I'm gonna have to change it up. The Jmack Experience Podcast, episode 149. Lauren Malloy, we're signing out.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on the Jmack Experience Podcast. Be sure to come on for another episode every single week. Until next time, peace.
What's good, y'all? If y'all would like to be a sponsor on the Jmack Experience Podcast, make sure you email us at THEJMACKEXPERIENCEPODCAST.com. I want to shout out Black Sheep Seamoss for rocking with me since day one. Shout outs to Spaced Out Snacks, and shout outs to our latest sponsor, Billow Ri. Make sure y'all tap in with Billow Ri, the best pre-rolls in New England. And shout outs to Bonsai Buds, man. You heard it right. Bonsai Buds. You can get at any dispensary, and they got that fire. You already know what it is, man. The Jmack Experience Podcast, we're signing out.